How does Hermitcraft work?
Non-functionally.
How does it work?
None of us
Yeah,
know.
I mean, I'm here in the Minecraft world, but I don't know what's going on.
We play Minecraft.
Like a great big psychotic dysfunctional family.
That's about right, yeah.
Sounds psychotic, but okay.
Can someone explain? I mean, some of my viewers might not have even heard of Hermitcraft, so can someone explain how this series is going to work?
Exuma,
We are
yeah.
a group of YouTubers who make videos about Minecraft, and we play together in a wonderful world. And
Just
this
like
wonderful
me.
world, our 6th world we've had together as a group, is going to have this giant island that you see around you transformed into different areas. There's going to be a medieval area, a shopping area, where you can trade goods for your fellow hermit. Was that a good enough explanation?
Woo!
Jeez, I was getting
Yeah,
carried
that's
away there.
We're going to be playing Minecraft.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. We play Minecraft together. I could have summed it up like that.
Hello everyone, this is Mumbo, and welcome to episode 0 of Hermitcraft Season 6. We're about to get things started here, and I'm ridiculously excited, but also I'm a tiny bit nervous, because it's been a very long time since I started again on a new world. So, here we go. This is my first time entering the server, and I'm going to have to get the texture pack installed, which that should all go through, and then we should get the new textures that are going to be in the latest release of Minecraft, and here we are! This is it! With all of the new update aquatic features like fish, and all of these beautiful things here. And I gotta say, straight away, I like the new textures, I think they're very nice, but also, we have to get started! I'm gonna have to do this! Thankfully, I've started kind of in the middle of the day, so it should be alright. But, yeah, let's just get punching. Oh, starting in the middle of the day, he said. No, the sun has now set, and I can already feel the danger. We're on a little island, so we should be okay, but I just need to get myself some stone, and maybe just a little place that I can kind of rest up. I mean, I really don't fancy dying right now. Can anyone sleep? Oh, that seems a lot more urgent than it should have done. Now, for anyone who hasn't really been here for the start of a new Hermitcraft season on my channel, what I like to do in these episode zeros is talk through my plans for what I'm going to be doing in the season, run through some ideas that I've had for what I want to do, and most importantly, just get myself started, get myself the very basic resources that I'm going to require to actually get things going. So I suppose I should probably build some form of tiny little structure down here where I store my crafting bench and my furnaces and things. So, armed with my 8 torches and a tiny little area down here with a furnace and a crafting bench, I think I'm going to begin my expedition down into the earth, because we need to start getting ourselves some slightly more, this is terrifying, some slightly more precious items. Okay, that was a very risky thing for me to do, now that I'm looking at it. And also, why why do my torches have blue? I've clearly got the wrong. I've got water torches. Update aquatic has taken over everything. One thing that I'd also totally forgotten is that I need food. So I've got one piece of steak there. I suppose I'm gonna have to kill this sheep, aren't I? Okay, so that gives me 2 bits of food. I guess we'll get another bit of food from this guy. Okay, so we should be sorted, at least for the early days. Yes, first iron of the Hermitcraft Season 6, and it is just the 1 piece of iron. So that's not particularly useful, but by the look of things, that to me looks like someone else's little area going down. Okay, so we can make use of this. This is perfect. The good news is we have made it down to y equals 11. The bad news is that I have only got 1 torch left, but the good news is that at y equals 11, I have just located a whole bunch more iron. So we should have enough, now that my pickaxe is almost completely out of durability, to actually make ourselves an iron pick. And also, just so you know, I stumbled across a little monster spawner that someone else had taken all the items out of. There are these 2 things, but also 2 bits of redstone dust. First redstone of the server. This feels great. And we have 1 piece of iron left to make ourselves a shovel, just because we can. Whoa. I did not realise they went this far down. That is crazy. this is also quite dangerous because I have to stand on top of magma to get out. Okay, this is great, but also a bit frustrating, but also great because there's loads of fish there that we can get. Oh, and I'm now swimming. I forgot about that. Oh, now there it is. That's the good stuff. Right, I'm going to get as much of this as possible because I want to be building redstone contraptions from episode 1. For a tiny little mining session, that actually went really well. We got ourselves a bunch of coal, a bunch of iron, basically all of the starting resources that I could need apart from diamonds, but the main issue that we're running into is food. So I'm actually going to hop in my boat and I'm going to make my way over to the actual island where we're all going to be building our bases. Now, if my map reading skills are correct, right now I should be in the industrial area of the Hermitcraft island. So I feel like I should explain that for this Hermitcraft season, we're going to have one main central island in the middle of the ocean, and it's going to be split up into a bunch of different districts. So right now, I'm in the industrial area, but there's also going to be the medieval section, there's going to be the modern section, the shopping area, which is where we're going to be trading all of our items, a bit like what we did in Hermitcraft Season 4. We're going to have the fantasy section, the aqua town, and the futuristic area. Hopefully I haven't missed any of them. I was rattling them off on the top of my head there, but those are going to be the different districts, and they're all going to have different building styles and different block palettes. So I'm now at the north of the modern district, and I'm over by Python's place. I believe he's getting set up around this village, but anyway, this village has got a bunch of farms, so I'm going to pop on by and get myself a whole ton of food, because that is the one thing that is likely to kill you in the early days of a Minecraft world, that's for sure. Now this area off to the left here is going to be the futuristic zone in the near future, and this is where I'm actually going to be building. I'm going to be building in the futuristic area. I believe Exuma is also going to be building in the futuristic zone, but for the most part I'm not actually going to be doing my work on this part of the island. Instead, that's Wild Biffer walking up there. Instead, I'm actually going to be doing my bits off on some islands that are just off the coast of the futuristic zone. Here they are. So we've got island number 1 right there. There's another island there. And then this is the main island, which is pretty big. And then we also have another island, which is going to be behind this thing. So this is going to be me. This is going to be my spot. Now, in the future, these things are going to be... Oh my word, and we've got turtles. We have got turtles on my island, ladies and gents. Check out these guys. I actually haven't really seen these. They're amazing. I absolutely love them. So there we go. This is island number 1. Is that a shipwreck? And we've got a shipwreck, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. So yeah, as I was saying, we've got ourselves 1 island, 2 island, 3 island, 4 island, and then there's a 5th island over there. Now, I think Grian wants to do something with that island there, so we might not touch it. I think it's a little bit bigger than that. But for the most part, yeah, these 4 islands, these are the ones that I've claimed, and they're all going to be connected up. So I'm going to be connecting them via bridges and things. And as I say, we're going to be building in a futuristic style. We're going to be slotting in all of the farms everywhere. I don't know how we're going to do it, but it's going to look really great. I cannot wait. I mean, this is going to be so cool because this is so different from anything else that I've built. And then, as you can see, the futuristic district is still visible from over there. Okay, let's get back to gathering resources. We need to stop talking about plans. Is that new? You can now sleep during thunderstorms? Has that always been the case? I feel like that hasn't always been the case. Right, I would say I'm now pretty much ready to go for a proper mining session. So I've got my helmet, I've got my chest plate, I've got all of my different iron tools, I've got myself a bucket of water, I've got 30 torches, some wood to take down there, and also some stairs so that I don't have to waste food coming back up and down my staircase. Yeah, I'd say I'm good to go, so I'm going to start punching out my staircase for the 2nd time in episode 0, and we're going to make our way down to y = 11 once again. I definitely should have gone a little bit higher up on my staircase. This is... well, it just looks painful. Thank goodness I'm wearing my helmet. Oh, there we go! There it is! And that's 2 diamonds. 3 diamonds, thank goodness I decided to... oh, there's more! 4 diamonds, and that, my friends, is a perfect example of why you mine out the blocks around diamonds, because you never know where they're actually going to be spawning around. So there we go, we have got enough diamonds now to make the first diamond pickaxe for Hermitcraft Season 6 for me. This is... it's so exciting. So I think what I'm going to do is, now that I've got myself some diamonds, I'm actually going to kick off a proper resource gathering mission. I'm going to do a 2-hour mining session, and I want you to let me know down in the comment section how many resources you think I'm going to get in that period of time. How many diamonds, how much coal, how much iron, how much gold, how much lapis. Fire away. I'm interested to hear your predictions. Now in today's super fast time-lapse chat, I want to talk to you about my plans for the future of Hermitcraft in general, but also how ridiculous the scheduling has been. In typical fashion, I booked something ages ago, my holiday to Cornwall, which couldn't be moved, and then in typical fashion, everything that could possibly happen happened during that time frame. So Update Aquatic releases, Hermitcraft Season 5 ends, Hermitcraft Season 6 starts, all while I was away in Cornwall. I was having a fantastic time surfing, it was really great, I don't regret going, but it has made things a little bit crazy. So all of the other hermits have had a nice couple day head start on me getting their build started and everything like that, and I've kind of rocked up a little bit late, unfortunately, but that's just how these things go. I'm just happy to be on the server and I'm happy to be started, and so far everything is looking really, really good. But my plans for the actual server itself, in terms of bases, obviously I mentioned the islands, I'm really excited for those, but in terms of block palettes, because I'm building in the futuristic district, we're going to be dealing with a lot of white colours. So we're going to be building in a lot of quartz, we're going to be building in white concrete, iron, we're going to be dealing with things like stone slabs, believe it or not, they're still going to feature, probably not quite as heavily, but they are going to be in there. And also things like dark prismarine, cyan, that sort of thing, all of that is going to be combined to create a really cool looking base. But for the most part, it is going to be white. So that's kind of going to be the ongoing theme for my base here. And hopefully we can go really big, we can go pretty crazy with it. We're going to be building all sorts of farms, we're going to be doing things a little bit differently to how I've done it in previous seasons. So I'm going to be trying out some quite wacky designs and trying out some new things. And all in all, I am crazy excited. I can't remember the last time I was this excited for Hermitcraft season. I really am raring to go here. I just can't wait to get started. And also, having Grion on the server, that's going to be good fun. I mean, that's guaranteed good fun. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. 2 hours is now up, and this is what we managed to get in that space of time. So, as you can see, we have managed to get ourselves, well, that's 8 stacks there. 6. Oh, okay, so we got a lot of redstone dust. I'm not going to bother counting up all of the stacks. We've got a lot of redstone dust. We've got 3 and a bit stacks of iron, a bunch of stacks of coal, which is very helpful. We've got some lapis, but we only got 18 diamonds, which is a bit pants. Obviously, okay, so I crafted up, I think, 3 diamond pickaxes in total, so that's another 9. So we got 27 diamonds in total, which I suppose isn't too bad without fortune, but still, I kind of wanted a tiny bit more than that. But all in all, I'd say we've done really well. We've done really, really well as our first little mining session, so we'll have to get another one of those under our belt in the next episode of Hermitcraft, because I want to start things off with a ton of resources. Oh, and just while I grab all of the resources to take up to the top, you may have noticed during that time lapse, I died. Just as a secret little confession, one of my goals for this Hermitcraft season was to see how long I could last without dying. See how many episodes I could go without dying. And clearly, that's not got off to the best start, because this is the first season where I've died in episode 0. It's a tiny bit embarrassing, I have to say. Now, I've just remembered, inside these things, isn't there treasure chests? There are treasure chests. And mine is literally filled with paper, some wheat, and some Curse of Vanishing little trousers. Anyway, my next little goal for today's Hermitcraft episode is to get myself started with some form of starter base, and I think as the only tree in the island is a rather pretty one, it would be quite cool to get things started with a tree house. So I'm gonna have to go out and gather up a little bit of wood. I gotta say, is that island cooler than my island? I'm more than happy to make the swap over to that island if needs be. Oh, I do like the savannas. They are cool looking. But my little island over there is also quite nice. Now be honest, does this look totally stupid? No, I think that looks really good. I absolutely love the new textures. The new wooden planks, they are gorgeous. They are absolutely gorgeous, aren't they? Oh, I'm seriously so happy with these. Originally, I wasn't sure on them. Obviously, you know, big changes to Minecraft, they're always a little bit kind of scary. But no, these are perfect. I absolutely love them. So what I'm thinking is, just for the little starting area here, is that we have a few different layers. So we've got the spiral staircase going up like this, then we've got this little platform here, and then I thought we could maybe wrap around a few more spirals and take us up to the top. So this is going to be like the top layer, and then up at the top here, we're going to have ourselves a big platform. This is where most of our stuff is going to be going. Yeah, I think that makes sense. And I wonder how the end product is actually going to look. So let's pop down our little staircase here and take a look at what we've done to this tree. Have we totally botched it and ruined it? Okay, from that side, that's quite cool. That looks pretty good. Yeah, that's not bad. From that side, we could definitely do with more tree coverage. And then, yeah, I feel like we just need a tiny bit more leaf action wrapping around here. But other than that, no, you know what? That's quite good. We're actually doing quite well. And then if we get some fence posts in, or maybe just some extra bits of structure in there, we'll actually end up with quite a cool little space to work with. You know, one issue that we might have in the early days of this Hermitcraft season is lack of wood. Because that island right there, which I've already completely deforested, there's absolutely no leaves or trees left, really. This is pretty much the only source of oak wood I actually have in the entire area. Apart from maybe, no, that's mainly birch. Yeah, so there's not really many options here. How's this looking now that it's got a little bit more size to it? Now, I think, actually, I might punch that back just a tiny bit. Yeah, kind of leave that flush, I guess. But the rest of the tree, there's some tricky bits. This is really, really tricky. But no, I would say that looks pretty cool. As far as they go, as far as tree houses go, in these tiny little trees here, is often difficult. I've done tree houses in jungle trees before. That's quite easy, but doing them on this is really, really tough. But I would say that works. So this can be like our little sleeping platform. So maybe I'll put the bed there, and then we can respawn somewhere about there. And then up at the top here, we can line up all of our chests. And those should be the last few items. So those go in there. We'll put the lapis and the gold in this one. And then these are like, so these are like the stone materials and the dirt and all that sort of thing. That's going to fill in that chest. This one is for wood and all of the things that come out of the ground and animals, those sorts of things. And then these two chests here are for our kind of precious and useful items. So you can see we've got all of our tools in there. We've got all of the diamonds, all of the redstone, all of the coal, all that sort of stuff. So that's kind of how our storage system is working at the minute. These two I don't really know about, and these are the furnaces, and then we've got a crafting bench out the back here. So that is kind of like our, I guess, our tree house and our starter base all sorted. Now what I want to do, just to round up this episode 0, this kind of mini start to the Hermitcraft season, what I want to do is I'm going to pop in my boat because I want to check out the surrounding area of this place, as I believe there is a guardian temple somewhere. But before I do anything like that, I think it's time to get the screenshot for today's video, which is going to be me chilling with some turtles. Okay, that's probably going to be the thumbnail. I just accidentally threw my pickaxe into the water, but thankfully, due to 1.13, it floated back up to the surface. That in itself makes that feature worthwhile. Now I've just made my way over to the spot where it should be. You can see my island over here, and it should be exactly here. But I'll be honest, I can't see anything. I don't think it's generated. I'm definitely not seeing a guardian farm here. Or an ocean monument. Oh, that is such a shame, because I really wanted one of those. The good news is I've just gone on a bit of an exploration, and I've actually found another ocean monument, a different ocean monument, and this one's kind of closer to our build. So here we have the main island, and then this is an island that we're actually going to be connecting into. So all of my islands are going to be connecting together. And then here we have the guardian farm just off over here. So that's actually like a perfect spot. That ties it in really nicely with all the other things that we're going to have going on. Nice. So there we go. I think that just about wraps everything up for this episode 0. The first proper episode of Hermitcraft is going to be releasing on Sunday, so prepare yourselves for a progress marathon. We're going to be working really, really hard and getting a whole bunch of projects started and completed. But for now, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, that is all I've got time for today. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.